Hello, hello people. How are you? Once again, I hope that you can hear me well, and then you are ready to share what you think about this topic today. I leave you the time to come. Today is Wednesday, and you know, guys, Wednesday is in English. For anyone who would like to hear it in French, pour tous ceux qui veulent l'entendre en français, ça sera ce vendredi à 22h30, heure anglaise, donc 23h30 chez vous en France, en Belgique, chez les francophones. Ok? Soyez prêts. Ce soir, vraiment, je devais faire ce mail noir. I had to do this mail noir on communication because I realized I mention it quite often, and I'm not sure if you guys know exactly what I mean when I say you need to have good communication between each other. So let's get started. I'll give you some few minutes to come, and don't worry, as it is every Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. UK time, but I will also put it on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, mailnoir.j. So then you guys can have a look around. And you don't need to go on Instagram to follow it. And it's going to be also in replay, so don't worry. So it's not a big deal for that. Communication is really important, so we have to do it. I'm just going to wait a little bit more, and then we're going to start soon. No, actually, no. I don't want to make it more than 1 hour. So you guys has to be ready. Yes, sir. Okay. Once again, congratulations to la Suite 34 et Village Maasai qui a reçu, who actually welcomed DJ Khaled. And he has to come when I'm not there. Is it fair? See? But vraiment, thank you to them. Well done to you guys, vraiment. You make us proud. Yes. So we're going to start soon, I repeat, in a couple minutes. Yeah, the time to sort it out, few things. I hope you can hear me as well. Don't forget, the French version will be, la version française sera ce week-end, ce vendredi soir à 22h30 heure française, heure anglaise. Je dis bien heure anglaise, ne soyez pas... Ok, on va pas tarder. Oui, de toute façon, vous l'avez en replay, donc I'm not gonna hide. So, are you ready? Are you ready to hear the truth? Have you heard so many times in your partner's mouth, oh, you cannot communicate very well, oh, you have issue for communication, you scream too much, you can't hear the truth, things like that? Have you heard that? You don't know how to communicate, you have properly big issues for communications, and you just don't know how to improve yourself, right? This mail noir is for you. For anyone who have issue with communication, especially in my favorite topic, background, which is relationship, it's about time that we talk about that. So, what I mean, communication, do you really think is it only two people who try to talk to each other, try to pass a message? And how do they pass the message? I'm going to explain more or less what's going on in that communication issues, and especially when you have bad habit for bad communication. When this problem has been ignored, obviously what's going to happen is going to become a very big issue, because the problem hasn't been sorted, because you cannot pass the message, because you keep shouting to each other. And then the small issue that it could be previously can become a very big issue. And from that simple issue, what would you get? Resentment toward each other. You don't talk for 2-3 days. There be some tensions in the house. You're only focusing on the negative effect. You're not ready to hear the other person because all you can see is the bad thing that he has done. And then there is a lack of growth in your relationship. It's like the relationship is going nowhere because every time you try to explain something, you haven't been taken responsibly. You take it for granted. They don't care about what you're saying. You cannot have what we call like a growth in that relationship because it's still the same level, like 2 years, 3 years together, and you're still there. Nothing official has been made because both of you have issues and you can't talk to each other for that. Then you have a lack of security and safety. Of course, because if you love this person and you cannot share what is in your heart towards a problem, so you're going to become silent. You will love this person and that's it. You can't share your views, you can't share your emotion because you are scared to lose him. This is bad. And the worst part of it will create anxiety to who? To the person who cannot express himself. Oh, I said last time anxiety, but in this special issue is the fear of commitment. Because you can't really share, you're not trusting the person. And some people, they're going beyond. They're just going to end up the relationship. Because they're too scared. And they can feel something is wrong. But because you're too proud and you don't want to accept it or you just don't want to lose it, you think it becomes a game. So you choose to end the relationship. But in fact, you really love this person. But you just don't know how to express yourself, to listen to her. Because you know she's right. But you're proud, take too much. And now you keep thinking like if you're losing it, then maybe everyone's going to say something. So it's better that you end up the relationship before her. I say her, but it can be you as well. Thank you very much, Linda Makoto Benisha. Thank you very much. The makeup I try to improve every day. And this is being made in not in Ivory Coast, sorry, you wish. Congo, RDC. Yes, I design, they make it happen for this one. So thank you. And then if you do like anything that I wear, but I'm not saying it's the same, but I have a website called M Noir, so you feel free to go and have a look at it. Serve Yourself is there, mnoire, MNOIRE.com. Then you will see. But thank you again. Thank you, Linda. But carry on. You will be doubting your partner because you're not sure if he's going to take it, if not, if he understood and no, and you don't want even to double check because you're still scared to talk. The list is very long, but as you can tell, it creates a lot of big issues and some bad decisions just because you couldn't express yourself correctly. But also, I talk about the fact that you can't really communicate efficiently. It will create obviously anxiety, like I said previously, but also it may have a direct impact in your self-esteem. Yes, your self-esteem, where do you think you put it when you're in a relationship? As soon as you say, he shout at you. He diminishes you. He don't take you seriously. At the end, you will be sad, obviously, and not confident. You will suffer. Your confidence will suffer. That you love this person, you like him, you've been so used to him, so you keep quiet. But by being quiet, your low self-esteem will be affected. Some people can go to depression. They should be happy because you are in a relationship. You are with somebody that you love. But you feel depressed. Depressed because there is some issue in communication again. You stop eating, You don't even talk to each other in the house, but you stay in the house and you stay together. So this depression is consuming you. The time is flying. Maybe you be put on weight, spot. Worse, your health is getting affected. High blood pressure. Just because you cannot share your views with your partner, your other half. You shouldn't take it for granted. This manual is really, really important. And obviously, depression, anxiety will increase what? The stress, obviously. The stress, but also the loneliness. Have you ever felt lonely in a relationship? You are with someone for a couple months, couple years, and you used to love this person very much because he was fun and blah blah. And with the time, you start to become stranger because too much argument, and then you decide to do not argue but just live together. Separate room, separate bed. Stress. So how can we fix it? Jesus, fix it. Hashtag Jesus, fix it. Allah Akbar, fix it. Prayers is good. As I always say, prayers can only strengthen you. The action plan is even better with prayers. Why? Because there is plenty of things that you can do to change that. And now I will talk to the both of you. I hope that you're listening my manual together with your partner, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. I don't know. Listen together. And you can compare if, oh yes, you do that, oh I do that, and see what you can do together to improve it. Okay. So how we can fix it? I have a couple tips, quite a lot actually. I'm going to start with increasing your awareness. And what I mean by increasing your awareness is to practice your self-awareness. How? It means you have to self-reflect. You have to pay attention. You are not stupid. Come on. You are not stupid. When you are at work and you can feel as there is some tension, maybe they're about to make you redundant or to demote you, or I don't know, something, but you can feel it because the atmospheres change. People start to talk to you. You can feel some fakeness at work, right? So you can feel it, you notice it. But how come when you get home, you can't notice that? And you know inside of you, you deeply know that there is something wrong in the house. Your partner is not in the mood. She's upset. You can feel it. Because there is some of you I know who pretend they don't know, they don't see anything. Everything is normal. How are you? She answers, she doesn't answer, you don't care. How many times it happens when you live together and you're so used to her crying, you're so used to her complaining, so at the end it becomes not even a song. You don't even see it no more. But this is the moment where you need to see it. This is the moment where you need to react. As soon as you notice that there is something wrong on her behavior or his behavior, say it. Ask question. Don't let her in her moods. Oh, are you going to tell me that yes, if I say her, she will say no, nothing. But you know that when you say nothing, it means there is something. And in that case, you must go forward and tell her, I can see that you're upset because of this, this and that. Be specific. Even though you know it's going to hurt. Or is it something because you have done something wrong? Yes. So you must pay attention to it and ask questions. And somehow they say that you will hear that inner voice who will tell you like, She's not in a mood today. You can see she's not happy. She's not singing like she's supposed to. She's not cooking. She's not doing this. She's not doing that. There is always a voice inside of you who can tell you, warn you, big signal that there is something wrong with your partner. But if you choose to keep silent, God is watching you. And the devil is a liar. He will emphasize the matter. So yes, self-awareness. Notice when things going wrong. And then, obviously, you must, if she explained, you must reflect objectively with a sense of gratitude and forgiveness. Reflect objectively. It's like, yes, but she's always screaming, she's always shouting, she insults my mom, she insults my dad and things like that. This is insult. It's not going to kill you. You're still alive. Man up. This is not the matter. The real matter is what he's reproaching you. Listen, even if he hurts your feelings. If you really want a relationship to grow, you guys must listen to each other. Find a way to hear the other person's sorrow. Then they talk about make a commitment to change. It's simple. When you do, for instance, yes, she's really upset because she tried to call you every day at the same times around 7 o'clock and you do not pick up your phone. And you are here, we can see that you are online on WhatsApp or on Instagram, but you don't even pick up her phone. Why? And she's reproaching that to you. And what do you say? Oh, I'm going to change also where you find excuses. Don't find excuses for excuses. Take this matter seriously. Take this matter really seriously, because if she's reproaching you for a phone call, it could be something very important that she wanted to share with you. So you miss that opportunity to be having something together, like a joy together or a sad news together. But you miss the opportunity to connect. So don't complain after that if we try to call you and then at the end she don't get it with you, then she will try somebody else. And then the other person is always available. What can happen if the other person is always available? Question mark. And then they said you have to set up accountability. Because I said previously, the commitment to change is not only a promises. If I don't do it, you can blame me. I will do the housework for 1 week. This is the act to be accountable for his mistake, for all mistake. Just don't say, yes, I'm going to change. No, find a balance. Yes, you're going to change, but if you don't change, this is what's going to happen. And you must respect that. Obviously, all these principles is possible if both of you want to stay together, want to grow in the relationship. It's not only with the prayers will work with your behaviors. And I'm giving you some tips. And you guys are smart enough to understand that it is true. I'm not lying. I've done a lot of research the whole afternoon. So it's for real. So we say, first of all, increase your self-awareness. Like when you know that something is wrong, she doesn't feel, he is upset, you need to notice it. Ask questions. When you ask the questions and you will say, depending on his answer, go forward. Try to go more in depth to know exactly what's wrong. Try to understand him. Self-awareness. And then they say, you need, when the person tells you another problem, for instance, commitment to change. You need to change. Don't say, yes, I will do better. Yes, I will change. I promise you, I promise you. You guys, I'm not doing the manual for the 16, for teenagers. I do it manual for the grown-up, adults, old people, plus 35, I would say. So you are responsible. You know what I'm talking about. I don't teach you anything new. I just summarized. So when I said be accountable for your changes, if you're not doing it, there will be punishment. Like for instance, do the housework, cook, I don't know, do something for punishment. The fourth point will be understand your attachment style. This part was actually very, very deep because I wasn't aware that it was really big actually. Because when we are in a relationship, we tend to say, no, he's Sagittarian or he's a Cancer or whatsoever. You go with the zodiac signs, like you know more or less how they are, the personality and blah, blah. So you know if you're going to work out together. For those who believe on that. Or those, no, we have the same culture, so he's Congolese, I'm Congolese, so it should work. Or fun, but it doesn't work because there is a problem. It's not the part of your culture who is important. Your nationalities who is important. It's your style of love, style of communicate, style where you come from your emotions, not from the country. I noticed on psychology, they call 4 different styles. Yes. And you guys are going to tell each other, or you can tell me as well, who do you think you are in terms of style? What do you have? How can you describe yourself? Because depending on which style you are, that can explain how you express yourself or how you communicate with others, with your partner. Let's get started. They're talking about 4 styles: secure, avoidant, anxious, and disorganized style. Which one are you? Secure signs, you guys will tell more or less where am I in those styles if you like, or where you at on that styles as well. They say the people who are secure, they have some signs like what? Ability to regulate their emotions. Regulate their emotions. They can be very cross, very sad, but they will know how to temper. For instance, they go to work and no one will see a thing. Always the smile. But inside is deep crash. But they don't need to let them know. They hide it. They can do that. They manage. They easily trusting people. If the feeling goes, you know more or less, yeah, it's enough. Yeah, I can trust you. We can do things together. I can feel it. No, it's fine. It's fine. Easy going. They got effective communication skills. They can talk, they can say and share when things going good or bad. They have no problem to share their emotions. When there is something wrong, they ask for support. Can go to therapists, they see their friends, their family, the partner. They have no problem. They are comfortable being alone. Oh, comfortable being alone. Remember this point here. Remember this one. For the secure people, it means that they can go to the cinema, they can go anywhere by themselves. They love their own company. They don't need somebody else to let them feel happy, let's say. Remember that, because it's not the case everywhere. They're comfortable for being in relationship, close relationship. So a single one, like, they have the ability to self-reflect in partnership, being also easy to connect with. That reminds me someone. They have high self-esteem. Well, the list is very long. Ability to manage conflict very well. And then in general, they are securely attached people and grew up feeling secure emotionally, physically, and can engage in cold. So basically, the secure people, they are easygoing. They can engage with people. They are happy people. They're the one that you can share easily. They are very pure. They're very happy in their shoes. And then because they are already happy, remember what I said last Mel Noir. Happy energy, good energy, attract good energy. So you like to be around them, which is good. But this is not the case for the other style. And that I'm pretty sure you will. I know definitely somebody who has these signs of attachment. They call avoidant attachment style. For all the people who go for dating online and so on, right? And when you meet people, you tell them your expectation and blah blah blah, and at the end, you realize that guy got issue, that guy got chroma. Ice Eben, hello. And then you realize that this person have issue. Why? Because you have some avoidant attachment. And what it means, who are they? Eben, most of those people, they had a kind of a very, I would say, strong childhood. And they said more precisely that they have a strict and emotionally distant and absent caregiver. So they didn't have like somebody or the parents or a carer or I don't know, somebody responsible, a role model who were giving them love openly, who didn't show them how to love, how to communicate, smile, touchy, huggy. They never had that. Strict like military ones. So obviously when they grew up, they got trauma. And how they behave this way. They are persistently avoiding emotional and physical intimacy. It means that they don't want anything serious. So you're talking about communication, but you cannot understand communication and try to improve yourself if you don't know which style you are, where you at in terms of your attachment style. When you connect with somebody, who are you? So then you can see how we can manage our connection. So for the avoidant people, that's a big issue. Because obviously they don't like to be attached to somebody else. They feel a strong sense of independence. They like to be alone. Opposite to the secure people. Secure people, they like the company. So they don't need somebody else to feel happy. But because they're happy, they don't mind to have somebody else in the aventure, on peut dire. But the avoidant people don't like. He likes to be himself. Not because he's happy and content with himself. Because he feels more secure being alone. Yes. And it's depending on each attachment style, you will see the difference. Those people, they like to be alone. Not because they enjoy themselves, but just because they feel more secure like that. And they got big issue to communicate their feelings. They're dismissing other. So you can have a friend, you can have a best friend. They don't need anyone. They can't. You may think that he's too shy or not. No, they just don't like to share. They are this really feel secure in their comfort zone. So for you to go inside their life, difficult. It's difficult to break the ice with them. They have hard time to trust somebody. They feel threatened by anyone who tries to get close to them. Oh, I can see she starts to love me. Oh, I just don't want it. I'm not ready. I'm not. You got issue. You're not ready to who? But this is the way they are. They spend more time alone than interacting with others. People will say, yeah, but they love their own company. No, there is some social behavior that is supposed to be universal. You know, we live in a society, we need each other. Who likes to be alone? Only people who got trauma. People who had enough or maybe very bad experience, and at the end, they prefer to stay alone. Trauma. If God created Adam and Eve, a woman and men, I mean men first and then woman. They even have gays, but they still need somebody else to be together. But you prefer to be alone. How are you going to grow? They believe they don't need any other to feel fulfilled in their life. Really? And that's the worst part of it. In general, they said, while they allow romantic people, they can have a girlfriend who's very romantic and stuff, they don't mind that. It will be the receiver. They don't mind that. But when you will come to emotional attach, forget that. So when you talk about, yes, he doesn't communicate with me, but that's the problem, girlfriend. If the person in his head, he said no, doesn't want a relationship, his trauma from the past is still there, and he's not ready to work on that, why you want to try to communicate with somebody who's closed door? Or because he's good looking, he's working, he's blah blah blah. It's all excuses. Check the action. The person is on his own. Why women, we don't want to step back and try to assess the person we are with. If is it worth it to work together, to work with that person? Because if you understand the attachment style, you know if the person will be communicated at least one day or never. Do you have this time to waste with a person who can't communicate? Oh, you can change him. I try myself with some people like this. Waste of time. That's why I can come and tell you today, don't waste your time with people who has no interest in you. No interest for you to grow. It's not only financially, mentally, as a couple, in the relationship. If he has no interest for that, don't waste your time to communicate with him. You will waste your saliva. And then they have anxious people. Anxious attachment style. Those people, they have fear of rejection, abandonment, depending on a partner to validate anything. They will even accuse them for their unhappiness, any trouble. Oh, it was you. I'm pretty sure you know people like that. And for more signs to help you out, they are highly sensitive to criticism. They can cry if you say something wrong to them. So how you can communicate to say to the person that, I don't know, your food was rubbish, it wasn't nice. Her self-esteem, all the big problem will come back to her, and you don't want to hurt her. So what do? Keep quiet. Those people, they need approval from their other part. You know those girlfriends who always comes to you and say, no, I need to ask my boyfriend is, my boyfriend that. There is like they're developing a codependent behavior. And you say, but I don't like this type of people. No, this is not their fault. This is who they are. This insecurity can only be fulfilled by a partner. So if you come, and for most of those women, it looks like they come through very strong trauma, and now they don't trust themselves, and they find their happiness on their partner. That's why you have a lot of women who are very, very boyfriend and nothing else. That's good for the boyfriend, right? But what about the person? If you do have a friend like this, what can you do? How can you support her? You can just confirm her behavior and check with her if she's ready to change. because she needs to notice that she's behaving like this, and it will lead her to nowhere. It will lead her to someone who will be dependent to other people, be worried, not self-fulfilled, because she will always be with her God in human form, her partner. What's the point? Then you have the fourth person, which is disorganized attachment style. Extremely inconsistent. It's those people that are crazy people, I would say. They don't have the, they say that they have fear of rejection, but how they react? Violent. And they say those people have mental health. It's those type of girlfriend who will come and burn your house because you've done something. She will not even let you explain yourself. She will kick you, or he will kick you, slap you, use violence to express themselves. They will tell you that they're going to commit suicide if you leave them. That their life without you is nothing. And they can be unpredictable. I don't know who go out with these people, but when I was young, I've seen a lot of when you go out with some gangster shit. So I say, oh, ladies, they're like bad boy. Then they mean mental health problems. For those people, this is what you really like. But you need to understand them, because sometimes when they act you like this, you think it's because they love you. No, it's because they have a lot of insecurities, such as their fear of rejection, inability to regulate their emotions. You know, they say that they have contradictory behaviors. So they love you. One day they love you, the other day hate you. He show you love, he hold you your hand, he's very tender and everything, and then the following minutes he want to slap you, or he did slap you, get violent. So it's not stable, and obviously you have a high level of anxiety. You've got difficulty to trust any other people. So it's a bit of both. The disorganized is a bit of avoidant people and anxious people. So it's even worse. And they said that most of them got mental health from the adulthood, not the childhood. So depending what he's experienced nowadays, it will affect him. And you cannot feel sorry because he has a bad, he didn't have a good parents whatsoever. No. It's his understanding of his real life who hurt him. So what to do? So what did I say? What did I talk to you about those 4 attachment styles? It's because depending with who you are, you can now manage. Obviously, if you notice that your partner is secure, it means that you can feel free to talk to him straight away. It will not be a problem. If you go with a avoidant person, it's a bit difficult because he's not willing to commit. So if for those people you say, no, I'm going to change, no, we have to be, no, you're wasting your time because you don't want that. So you can change your approach to communicate. It will not work because in his head, he's not ready to commit. He likes to be alone. He's not ready to be intimate, to have some intimacy with you, show you his emotions. It's a waste of time. And then for the anxious ones, oh Lord, how are you going to communicate? You have to be more patient with them because you don't want to make them feel bad or sad. So you have to find a way to see how you can express that. Maybe by talk to her, looking at her on the face, touching her hands. Find the right moment to talk to her. Reassure her. It will be a lot of compliment, a lot of reassurance to be said for her to get the message. If it is the opposite one, that your boyfriend is like that, it's the same. It's exactly the same. But to be in general, and then for the disorganized, I said, girl, get away from that. Pray the Lord and try different approach to talk to your disorganized guy. But then if you really love him, you have to be patient with him. He will, for all these different attachment styles, I think the first most important thing is the love that you have for each other. If there is real love, you will find a way to express yourself, to see the change in this relationship. But if there is no real love, there will be tension. If there is no real love from even one of you, it will be tension. That's why there is argument, cheating, and all, and so on. Communication, but with who? Because it's not everyone who is secure. Alors, in general, if we want to improve our communication, we need to be proactive about that. And especially when there is a problem. Yes, when there is a problem. Consider, like, for instance, how can I say that? You're supposed to be out with your friend. You ask your partner if he wants to go out. He say no. And somehow, you go out and he's there with his friends. I don't want to say with a girl or whatsoever. But he's there. You being polite and so on. But the tension is in your heart. So how to address it? How to explain? Maybe he has a very good excuse. So for this type of things, you have to talk. But how to talk? That's communication is always, I will say, a question of how we deliver a message. And for that, they said you must make a list of what is the problem. Express your problem. So then you know straightforward. And then when the person says, yes, understood the problem, then you attack them one by one. I have this technique of the pen. It's like I take the pen and I'm talking, blah, 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 blah. I leave it back down. And then the other person takes the pen. So if the person who has the pen is the one who talks. But obviously the person who has the pen can talk forever, isn't it? So you timing. I know you become who's going to have the time to say, yes, but it's been 5 minutes. No. Then you say to the person, I understand your point. I understand what you mean. But let me get this. Because from that's why I'm doing this, and that. Take back the pen. Instead of taking back by force. No. Remember, when the person is talking, listen. Don't listen to something else in your mind while the person is talking. Very important. Sometimes we are scared. We are afraid that, I'm afraid that I'm going to lose what I'm about to say. So you keep repeating in your head. And the person is talking. But you're still repeating this in your head. And then you just wait the right moment to say it. But where is the time where you listen to the other person? That's why there is a problem. Communication. Especially if you are with a secure person who is just, he can be here, he listens to you. It's not a problem. But you just, because you're so used to talk, that you don't pay attention. Self-awareness. So, the technique of the pen, take the pen and speak up. And then, that things when the person talk and you have to interrupt. I don't understand those people who keep interrupting because they have a stronger voice, because they think that they allow themselves. I don't know what they think. When we're arguing together, I talk, you talk. I don't know. You guys are able to do that. I'm sorry. When you are at school, when you are at work, when your boss is talking, you shut up. You listen. And then you speak up. Why people forget all these manners when it goes home? It's no point to speak louder than the other person. If you really want your relationship to grow, you need to pay attention for those small details. What about those people who shouting and cursing at the same time? Why are you cursing? Yo mama, yo this, yo that, yo... Ton nez qui pue, ton nez qui est gros, ton... Aïe. Pourquoi? Parce que vous voulez inconsciemment blesser l'autre. Mais qu'est-ce que vous voulez en fait? Blesser la personne ou faire comprendre un message? Vous voulez vraiment que la personne, elle change? Pourquoi vous l'insultez? Ça va arranger quoi? Les personnes qui... Ooh, you see, I was starting speaking too much in French, sorry. I mean, why insulting the people? Why insulting the people all the time? Cursing, 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 cursing. Why? What is the meaning? When you're at work, you can keep quiet. When your boss is talking. When you're at school, you wait. You even put your hands up to ask for talking. But when you're at home, you forget all of this. Why? You're cursing because you want to hurt the other person and not try to sort out the problem. That's why we have to be careful when we are talking to each other. The way we talk is really important because it hides sometimes some personal issues. It's not even the manners. When you are more than 30 years old, if you're still cursing the other person, it shows something. Immaturity. Proper immature people will insult because they don't know how to express themselves. The only thing they do is cursing and be violent. They cannot contempt themselves. He say it all. I'm pretty sure you have seen it in your relationship or past relationship. How did you feel? When you express that to the other person, he don't even care. Because the most important is what he think. But this is the problem. Guys, it's 2022. It's about time that the relationship, we consolidate our relationship. I know there is the social media, and you can find any girls on Instagram, or outside, or in, comment ça s'appelle encore? Tinder. Yeah, I know all of this. But are you going to spend your time changing women, changing men? Why don't you try to really work together? When I speak about communication, and with all these tips I gave it to you, you have to resonate in your head. Especially in the black community where a lot of single mothers are there. Because some of them don't want to work harder to consolidate the relationship with their partner. Or the partner don't want to, you know what? We have to stop this mentality of cursing or shouting. This has to stop. How come you guys, you cannot sit down nicely and speak? And speak up. Not being scared, because if I say that, then he will not come home for 3-4 days. If the person does not come home for 3-4 days, what does it mean to you? Ask him why. Who is outside? Somebody else? Why is he going there? So many cheating is around. Am I lying? They cheat, but they don't want to leave their woman. So why are you cheating? When you ask these questions to your partner, what does he say? He has to be honest. And I know sometimes the truth can hurt. But it has to be heard. Because you cannot, how many times you see around you people wasting their years, their youth for men or for a woman, and at the end, he go nowhere. Or with 3-4 kids. And she still didn't understand her problem. Waste of time. How many times are we going to repeat the same mistake? Because we don't want to pay attention to how we deliver the message. When she talk, you talk. They talk, he talk. You shout, he shout. Did you remember why did you argue from the... That's the problem. So stop interrupting each other. Remember this technique with the pen. I'm not going to repeat myself. Manage your feeling. Those people who like to cry for no reason. I know sometimes when we are so tense, the tears, sometimes I'm like this. I cannot lie as well, yeah. It's too much that tears coming out. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It's just like it's a reaction. But it says something, it's meaningful. But the person in front of you, what is his reaction? Does he pay attention? If he doesn't pay attention, then there is a problem, girlfriend. Tell him loudly what you feel about. And if you still don't care, girl, start to do the work on your own. A relationship is two people. It cannot only be one person who do the hard work. It has to be done together. If he's shouting, keep quiet. But what you say is important. Come back into it. Let him know, okay, we can have some break. Because I can see that we don't listen to each other. Please, it's really important. I will come back to you in 1 hour, 2 hours. Take your time. He's your man. Empower it. He's your man. He lives with you. It is official. You are together. If he doesn't live with you, you know where to find him. This discussion will not be over until we find the right understanding to each other. When I say manage your feelings, don't stop breaking things. Stop breaking. Stop fighting physically. Why? I know there is some women that have some mouth. Salé. Who hurts. Insult your mama. You're insulting my mom at your age. Ta mekon. Your mom. Your mama. What is it going to change? Your mama will still be alive. Oh, she's dead. She's dead already anyway. She insulted your dad, so what? Is your dad still go to work? Your dad still breathing the same air. So who cares? Some people, it feels like an échappatoire. Or because she insulted my mom, so I will not talk to her. Say the truth. Speak the truth. It's because what she did say hurt you. Because truth hurts. Don't pay attention to the tonality of her voice or the stupidness. She's upset because probably you went out and you came back the following day. She's a human being. Of course she will be upset. But behind this tension, there is a meaning. What can you do about it? When you're in a relationship, it's all about that. What can we do about it? There is a question of a we, not I. I will change that. You are not on your own. We have to find a process that we can do it together. Maybe remind me, call me. I give you the number of my friends. So if you can't reach me, I will be with them. So call them. Find some, But don't let it go just like that because you say it's going to change. No, it's not enough. I remind you again that when you're having this argument and you say you take a break. Take a break doesn't mean a break of 4, 5, 3 days. It's not going to change anything. Take a break, but before you take a break, have some points out. I want you to understand that I don't want you to do this, or I don't think it is gonna. Find an understanding to each other. And then have a break. See what you can do. Reflect on it on your own time, whatsoever. And when you come back to it, you tell me what you are about to do. Because this is my expectation. It's not being bossy. No, it's not that. It's being adult, responsible. If you really want your relationship to grow for the better, to have longer relationship, stable one, you have to learn to talk to each other and especially understand each other. Don't think that the grass is greener somewhere. No. Because if there is a problem and you can't solve between you two, where else can you do it? You will have to repeat again the same somewhere else. So it's better that you accept the understanding for both of you to grow. And in that case, you will grow together. But if you can't discuss it, how can you do that? And when you discuss, I hate those people who does that. They have their phone or the TV is on. So many distractions. But how are you going to discuss properly and seriously? How? You must take yourself seriously. So if you have to have a discussion with your partner, make sure you don't have your phone on. Don't even touch your phone. Switch it off. Airplane mode. Switch off the TV, the laptop, whatever. Concentrate between you two. Concentration between you two. End of story. Respect each other. You must be open also to suggestion. It's not only you who is right. The other partner also has a say. He has his point of view, he has his perception. Hear it. And see if is it right, if is it wrong, or how you can improve that, how can you do it together. You must be curious about his feeling, about his emotion, his situation. You know, I was talking at the beginning, those ladies who cry, and at the end the partner don't give a shit. And then they carry on their life, but they're still together. That's a no-no. When you want to have a healthy relationship, even if she cries every single day, you ask her why. If you love someone, you are ready to be patient. Not patient in silence. That is reverse psychology now. Ask her a question. It may be a time for you that you need to change your approach. If you really want this girl to be yours, you need to find a way to touch her in her heart for her to open and let you know her feeling. It's tiring to be in a relationship, I'm telling you. But communication is the key. So listen to it. And ask your partner if he does that or if he doesn't. Yes, because you always, it's maybe the moment for you to discuss about that and have better understanding to each other, of each other, and do something else, I don't know, to remake. You must definitely reach to a conclusion. It's no point to argue, cursing, and then both separated. One in his bedroom, one in the living room. What the hell? As I said, we are adults. You need to finish with an understanding.